But speaking of pee, did y'all know that the teacher got fired for not letting little kids use the bathroom? A public school teacher lost her job after refusing to let first graders go to the bathroom. Multiple kids peed themselves after the teacher revoked the entire class's right to use the restroom. Excuse me, the teacher messaged parents blaming the victims.
That Bartlett Elementary School first grade teacher, Ashley Barrera, sent the message yesterday evening, but parents say this issue didn't just start yesterday. They say it's been ongoing for weeks. Now, Amber Johnson's daughter is a student inside of that classroom. She tells us what happened. She says that her classmates were screaming and crying to go to the bathroom, and some of them even went to the restroom on themselves.
Miss Barrera took it away from us, and like my friends need to go potty really bad.
How long were your friends waiting to go potty?
A long time.
A long time. How many times did they ask to go to the bathroom?
Probably like 10.
You out of your mind. You absolutely deserve to never be in charge of a classroom. I don't care if they're a bunch of babies. I don't even care if it's sperm being inseminated into you consensually. You don't deserve to be around children. You're sick. You're not as sick compared to, the teachers who get their hands on children in those ways that are unconsensual. But why? These are children. They're not like well-developed children, like, a bunch of 12-year-olds. These are first graders. They like between the ages of 5, 6, 7, and 8. They have to go pee. Y'all gave them a chicken tender and a juice box for lunch. Of course they're gonna have to urinate, especially if they consume a juice box and chocolate milk. Their stomachs are destroyed, but Jesus, I want to see the part where they blame the victim. Hello, parents. I want to inform you about an incident that happened today. Today, my class lost their privilege to use the restroom during class because they lost their restroom badge while being in the hallway. They're children! Why are they in charge of a badge? That is your duty. I don't want to hear that BS excuse of, oh, you need to learn responsibility. Take this with you and journey to the bath. What? Maybe I'm showing my age. I haven't been in first grade in almost 2 decades. But when I had to go urinate, there was no bathroom badge. You just go. Or if about 5 of us in a classroom full of 20 had to go, everybody got up and went to the bathroom. I remember first grade vividly. I also remember my first scar. Unfortunately, we had some friends who really needed to use the restroom and ended up peeing on themselves. I do want to apologize for that incident. Oh, because sure, I had talk with the students about how important it is to use our thing appropriately. What thing? Hope you ain't talking about their wee-wees, because that's just nasty. But please have a talk with them about that as well. For I know that if we both help them understand the rules, they'll understand it better. Again, I apologize for those who had an accident. Please know that they will have new badges tomorrow. You dumb, really illiterate woman bitch. So you revoke going to the bathroom because they lost the badge, but it's such an easy goddamn fix that you could just make new ones later and it'll all just be okay. It's almost like they just first graders, literal children. They don't know any better. Why? Because this is their first time being in like some real hard, difficult school. They went from drawing and doing little 2+2s to now they doing calculus in the first grade. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm at a point where some people don't need to be around children. We already know the types, the ones that like to get their hands all on the children unconsensually. But how in your mind do you think this is smart to revoke the ability of children to use the bathroom and then call the parents thinking, oh, well, if you parents have a talk about using your thing correctly and properly and at the most adequate of times, we all could understand how to hold in our urination. They are children. They almost are required, as in growing up, to wet themselves. It's an initiation into being an actual human. If you don't wet yourself, then are you really a human? They go home and pee the bed. And you know what their parents probably don't do? Take their entire bed away, because that'll teach you to no longer urinate, you fucking child. No, on any stretch of the imagination, no. And I'm glad enough of a fucking issue got brought up to where this bitch got fired, because ain't no way under the sun I would trust her to ever be around children.
Johnson says she is outraged.
Inhumane to not allow somebody to relieve themselves of a bodily function that everybody has. Important. It can develop a series of different health issues, UTIs, bladder infections in boys and girls. They're just outraged. We're all outraged. We want something done. Initially, we were told 2. After we, as parents, got into a group and started talking more, it has come down to there's about 6 who actually soiled themselves and had accidents.
Ashley Nancy's son is also in this classroom. She says her son's desk mate was one of those students who just couldn't wait.
And I understand you weren't able to meet with us in person because you work nights, but tell me what happened with your son.
So the little girl unfortunately soiled herself then and there in front of the whole class, which the class erupted in laughter, as kids that are 7 do, and the little girl was just absolutely mortified and humiliated. And my son was just accounting that there was urine on the seat, there was urine all over the little girl, there was a puddle of urine under the chair, and that nobody came to help and nobody came to clean it up for the remainder of the day.
Bartlett Elementary, what a great name, and district administrators were made aware of a situation after school dismissed on Wednesday in which a first grade teacher at the school denied students access to the restroom as a punishment. We have conducted a comprehensive investigation, and the teacher is no longer employed, and the golf claps were loud. This incident is not a reflection of the thousands of exceptional educators teaching in classrooms across the district. No shit, I'd hope not. Because on what planet do you deny a bunch of kids, children, little babies, the option to go to the bathroom because they lost the badge? What is wrong with you? You suck as a person and an individual, and I hope you never end up teaching in front of children ever again, because you don't deserve that privilege to educate the future on how to not be stupid in common society.